Please help me, I need 120 subscribers. The argument began like so many others, something small, unimportant. A pile of dishes left in the sink, an errand forgotten. But in the dim light of our kitchen, it escalated quickly. Sarah, my wife of 6 years, was sharp-edged that night, her frustration flashing in her eyes. We'd fought before, plenty of times, but this one carried a weight that felt different. Her voice climbed, slicing through the stillness of the house. You're not man enough to deal with this, Tom. The bitter laugh that followed stung worse than the words themselves. It cut straight through whatever defenses I'd built against her occasional barbs. I froze. She had always been straightforward, bold. That confidence was part of what I'd once loved most. But this wasn't confidence. This was cruelty. She knew the place I was in, laid off just a month earlier, scrambling to keep us afloat with late nights and freelance projects. She knew I was trying. Still, she laughed, dismissing the effort like it meant nothing. For the first time, I didn't laugh it off. I didn't yell either. I just stood there, letting the silence stretch until the weight of it shifted. When I finally spoke, my voice was low, steady. Sarah, I want a divorce. Her head whipped around, eyes wide. The color drained from her face. Another laugh slipped out, but this one was shaky. You don't mean that. But I did. And she saw it in my face. The mocking edge vanished. She sat down hard, trembling, whispering apologies, saying she hadn't meant it. But the damage was already done. I walked to the bedroom, heart hammering, and pulled out a duffel bag. Essentials only: clothes, laptop, toothbrush. Sarah followed me, her voice cracking, pleading for me to stop. I didn't. You meant it enough to say it. I told her, and that was all. That night I slept in a cheap motel, the hum of the air conditioner my only company. My phone lit up again and again, apologies, promises, desperate pleas. I didn't answer. Instead, I thought about the years behind us. There had been love, comfort, small joys. But there had also been the slow chipping away of my self-respect with every cutting remark I swallowed in silence. That night in the kitchen wasn't new. It was just the moment I couldn't ignore anymore. The next morning, I sat in a lawyer's office. Not to file, not yet. Just to understand. I needed Sarah to know divorce wasn't a bluff. It was a real door I was willing to walk through. When I came back home, she was waiting. The house gleamed, like she'd scrubbed it to avoid thinking. Her eyes were swollen, her voice hoarse. I'm sorry. I was stressed. I took it out on you. I'll do better. I nodded, but kept my distance. Sorry isn't enough, Sarah. Not this time. We began counseling soon after. She opened up about the pressure crushing her at work, about how my job loss had left her scared and angry, though she hadn't said so. I admitted how her contempt had been harder to bear than unemployment itself. The sessions weren't easy, but they forced honesty where silence used to live. My demand for a divorce hadn't been a bluff. It was a boundary, one she hadn't realized existed. And because of it, something shifted. Months later, the air between us felt different. Not perfect, but cleaner. Sarah caught herself when her temper flared, apologized without needing to be pushed. I landed a new job, not for her validation, but for my own stability. We cooked dinner one night, standing shoulder to shoulder. She touched my arm, her voice soft. I'm glad you didn't let me push you away. I nodded. The memory of her words in the kitchen was still sharp, but so was the memory of standing my ground. That night nearly destroyed us, but it also cracked something open. We weren't the same couple anymore. We were something sturdier. Learning, slowly, how to love without tearing each other apart.